So it's not that your Notion workspace is dirty. It's just that you're not following the number one rule that we learned as kids. Hey, your socks have a place. Hey, your shirts have a place. Your pants have a place. And all of those things are in a dresser drawer. And so you need to use your Notion workspace the exact same way. You have these databases that should be related, and the pages actually go in each one of those databases. But the thing is that most people are not relating their databases. And so I'm going to show you a key thing that makes my builds a lot different than other people's builds and that actually keeps things organized. And that is all databases that are connected to the headquarters need to be related no matter what. And it's two ways, not one way. So let me show you how that's created. Okay, so we have a workspace here, and there is a headquarters. And what's great is that the headquarters is great. This is basically like your dresser drawer is your headquarters. You can see this as a company board or whatever the case may be, or just your personal workspace. Okay, so then once we have that, we have all these different pages. Once we have that, we have all of our different databases. So here we have a task database, we have a project database, we have a meeting database, we have a leads database, and we have a client database. But the thing is that these things do not talk to each other. So when I go into my meeting database and I open it up, there's not a relation to my task. There's not a relation property to my projects, my leads, or my clients. And to me, that's problematic. So we want to be able to learn how to relate these things. So I'm going to show you how. So first we want to go to one of our databases. We want to just go to the actual, you can actually open up a card or you can just go to the template just to keep things cleaned up. We can go to a template, we can press edit, we go to add a property and we type in the word relations, or we can go down to the word relations. And then we're going to find our first one. I like to start from the top to bottom. So the top to bottom for this would be projects. So we're going to type in the word projects. That's going to find our projects database. We're going to name this projects. And then we're going to say this is a two-way relation, because one way, to kind of just show you, one way means it's only going to show up in our meetings, but it won't show up in our projects. So it will show up in one database, but not in the other. But we want it to show up in multiple ways. So meetings, and then we're going to add the relation. I like to add icons, so we can have a little arrow, which is cool. Awesome for projects. And that's it. So now when I click this, I can see all of the projects. We're in a meeting, but when I want to add a project that is actually connected to this meeting, I can easily do that, right? And then when I go to if I want to click into the actual project, I can click into the project and I can see the meeting that I just related, okay? So let's go back. Awesome. Another thing I like to do is I like to actually put my properties, I like to customize layout, and I like to put them in their own little group. So these are like high level informational properties I like to put up here, but I like to organize them. So I actually add them as a relation down here as a relational group. You can also call this like this to database groups. Then maybe that would be a good idea to do. So what I do is I come here and first I have to click into this box to get to this property. I right click on projects, I go to layout, and then I go ahead and go to advanced. I click the three dots and go to advanced, and then I add it in here. Okay. You can also reorganize this to show a certain type of way. So if you see, two things are related here as far as databases. There could be a related meeting. So I also relate the database to the database, because you never know when that option needs to come up where there are meetings that are connected to each other, right? And then also projects. And then we're going to do this basically for every single property. And we're going to do this for every single database. So let's go back. We're going to want to edit again, add a new property, go to add property, go to relations. And we're going to add the next one. The next one is going to be task, right? Got the task database. We're going to relate it two ways. We're going to do meetings. We're going to call this task. And we're going to add the relation. I'm going to add an icon. Awesome. And that's it. And then we're going to want to customize it. Sometimes I wait till the end to add them all to the layout a lot faster. Boom, on to the next. Once you're in this page, you can actually just add them here. So go to add property. It's another way. You can do relation. Awesome. Next one is we just did meetings. We just did task. So it was projects, task, meetings. Next thing was clients. Perfect. Rename this clients. And you'll know what to rename it because it shows up here. And then this one's meetings. Awesome. Icon for clients. Dope. Right click, add to layout. Perfect. On to the next. Add projects, relation. Well, and then we're going to do lead is the next one. So this is our lead tracker, or it's probably going to be people for this actual person. And then meetings. Well, awesome. Click, customize, add to layout. Simple, simple, right? So now, and I know that we did them all. So tasks, projects, tasks, meetings, leads, clients. So there should be 5 relations that we have in here. So when I come here, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's just say this was the meeting that we were in, and we wanted to relate. This was a client meeting we wanted to relate, and then we wanted to relate it to this graphic project because it's related to that. And then here are some of the tasks we need to do to from this actual meeting that came from this meeting are related to this meeting. And then this is the client is connected to, and then also this is, oh, well, there's no lead profile, but if we wanted to add a lead profile for this client, because this meeting is with this client, then we can also add all of those things. What's dope is that it's all on one page. So if I was in this meeting, I have all of the information I need. I have when I scheduled, the date, priorities, onboarding, who the client is, who's attending, the Zoom link, right? But not only that, other meetings that's related, the project that it's related to, the task that either I need to get done after this meeting or the task I did before this meeting because it's related to this meeting. The client is connected to. I also can add the agenda and also notes, but you can also paste in your Fathom, or you can also use, of course, the meeting AI with Notion. All of that is in this page in this meeting. Now, do I need to go to another page? No, everything is here. And if I'm on the call and I need to reference something, I'm like, I remember we were talking about something. Let me go back to the last meeting. I can easily click this and open this up and review that last meeting really quickly. Or maybe something was in their client profile card. Oh, boom. I can go and see, oh, yeah, this was really important to him. Or I can look at the journey notes of high level of what we talked about, right? For this meeting, for this client. Okay, so this is really good of how, oh, I can stay on this one page. I'll have a million tabs open. Everything that needs to be connected is connected, and it's connected 2 ways and not one way. And we want to do this for every single tracker. Even if you don't think it's supposed to be connected, I would still connect it because there's always that one-off situation where, oh man, actually a meeting did connect to this content tracker and I didn't even think about that, right? So you always want to connect all of your databases together. This was just a quick overview on how to do that across your whole entire workspace. So then the next step would be after this is we did that for meetings. So then we'll go into projects and we would connect all of the databases. It should look like this, but we would connect all of the databases to projects. And then we would do the same thing for your task management area, the same thing we did meetings. And then for your leads, you will want to do the same thing. You want all of your properties to link up together, but you'll see that your meetings was linked up because we just did that. So you don't have to link that up again because it's 2 ways, right? We did it 2 ways. And then, so all you would need to do here is just actually just move it down to the actual layout, right? And then you have clients. So then clients will be another one that you want to move down here. So hopefully this is helpful on like how to relate, why to relate all of your databases that's in your headquarters. If you have any other questions, I do host office hours every first Tuesday. It is open to the public. So feel free to just come and ask me questions about those types of things. And yeah, if you like this video, if it was helpful, if you learned something new, feel free to hit that like button. It's going to help out here. It lets me know what you guys are interested in. All right. Peace.